Namaskar, I am Dr. Sushma Shala, a proud member of the Kashmiri Pandit community and a direct victim of terrorism in Kashmir. My dad, who was working in the police department, was kidnapped, tortured and killed in the most inhumane manner. My dad was posted in the intelligence wing of the police department and was given the job of finding out the guys who used to cross the border to Pakistan for arms training. If anybody says that our community is a community of cowards, please tell them the story of my father and hundreds of others who decided to stay back and fight for their country and in the process attained martyrdom. We were not cowards, but we were very less in number and we were given the options of Relu, Galu and Salu. So we decided to move out of Kashmir to save our community. Our community is ruling the whole world with their intellect. Kashmir was, is and will always remain our homeland. And we will return back to Kashmir to reclaim what is ours. Thank you. Namaskar.
We are the oldest Aborigines of Kashmir, having our 5,000 years old history. The genocide and mass exodus of our community from Kashmir in 1990 is a catastrophe of the present millennium. The entire community was hunted out by Islamic militants for Azadi. How can we forget all this? Our wounds are still raw. Healing touch eludes all the terrorist victim families, including the frontline ones. About 2,000 Kashmiri Pandits have been martyred in 1990 militancy, including my illustrious father, Sarvanand Kaul Premi, who was a very well-known freedom fighter, a famous literature, philanthropist, social reformer, Gandhian, patriot, awardee, teacher, and whatnot. He had spent his entire life in the services of the humanity in Kashmir and outside. My beloved younger brother married Virendra, whose age was only 27 years, who was also the Hanuman in the family, was also martyred along with my father. He was working in telecom department. How can we forget their martyrdom? Our two houses have been burned down, our temple has been demolished, and our landed property has been grabbed by land mafia. The militants who kidnapped and raided our house on the day of 27th of April 1990, they looted away everything, including cash, jewelry, books, rare manuscripts, precious clothing, and all other on which they could lay their hands upon. So, how can we forget all this? So far, no killer of any Kashmiri Pandit martyr has been brought to justice, and there is no policy in place for our rehabilitation, even after 36 years of our mass exodus and ethnic cleansing. I appeal to all my biradari, particularly the youth and the post exodus born children of my community, not to forget what has happened to us in 1990 90. I urge upon them to remember their martyrs, the Martyrs' Day, including our Exodus Day, which includes 19th January, 1st May, 13th July, 14th September each year. I urge and impress upon these young children to observe and celebrate their festivals like Shivratri and Navre.
Namaskar, this is Vikas Rana. I am son of Martyrs Shri Ashok Kumar Rana. Kashmir, we had a 8-bedroom house, and suddenly take two. In the next day, when we landed in Udhampur, we shifted to a place which was a rented place with 1 BHK. Not even 1 BHK, it was one room kitchen. In one room, me, my grandfather, my grandmother, and my sister used to um, stay, and in sleep, I mean to say sleep, and in other kitchen my mother and father used to sleep. This is story of my father and his sacrifices. My father, I'll give you a little bit description. My father was a MSc honors from Agra University. He was a lecturer in physics, and in 19 my mother was also MA MEd with English honors, and in 1991 my father got promoted as a principal to Kargil higher secondary school, and he spent 3 years there in Kargil. And once, there's a norm in Kashmir, if you go to some remote place, you get posting of your choice. My father was denied that norm also. When he came back, he was not given posting of his choice, but he was told to go to another remote area, which was Ghoul, Ramban district, and which was highly terror infected area, and Hizbul Mujahideen was the organization that was very active in that area. So my father went there, and when he joined the school, the student roll of school was somewhere around 180 students. But when he worked there for 3 years, and he used to go to the villages and convince parents to send their students and all that, the roll was somewhere around 670. So when people say that you can fight terrorism only with the gun, that is not the case. Like my father, he fought terrorism by spreading education. By spreading education, and by defeating terrorists in their motives to keep the population there uneducated, and put them through the terrorism. But my father fought it in this way. So there are multiple battles with all which Kashmiri Pandits have fought in their own way to counter this terrorism. So it was somewhere in June 1997. My father he came back for the vacations, and I remember on 14th, we spent a lot of time together. We had a lot of chat, a lot of gappes and all that with my father, and we slept. My father was supposed to go on 15th of June, the next day morning. I remember every time my father used to go, my mother used to call me, and I used to say goodbye to him. But this time, because maybe the reason we slept very late at night, my mother didn't wake me up. But today, when I think that, and that day also, when this happened, I thought, this was very traumatizing, because I was never knowing that this would be the last time when I'll see my father, and I couldn't even say goodbye to him. So what happened is that my father was traveling to Ghoul on 15th, and 6 in the evening, when it was just 10 kilometers from his destination, terrorists came and in uniform, army uniform, and they stopped the bus and they told everybody to step down, and they told everybody to make a line, Muslims, Hindus, and among Hindus also Kashmiri Pandits. And purely their target was my father and his two lecturers who were also Kashmiri Pandits. So after that they told my father and others and everybody that our commander, we don't want to create any kind of chaos or something. Our commander wants to talk to principal sir and regarding something. And they took my father and these two lecturers. There was a cliff and gunshots were heard. uh, my father was shot dead at that point of time, and the other two also. And this news came to us when the body came to us, and I tried to lift my father's body. I saw somewhere around 12 bullet marks on my father's body. It was something which was very which I still feel on my hands, because I couldn't pull that body up. I feel that weight still. Sometimes I wake up at the night and I feel after 35, almost 28 years also, I feel that weight on my arms. And my father was not killed as a random person. He was targeted because he was a nationalist Hindu. And many like him, many Kashmiri Pandits, in fact, every Kashmiri Pandit who was killed, he was killed because he was a nationalist Hindu. And uh, and the biggest threat for militants or terrorists or any kind of radicalization is nationalism. And we are Kashmiri Pandits were only flag bearers in Kashmir of nationalism, because nationalism was because of us in Kashmir. So whosoever, kids, elders, whosoever are listening to this story, keep one thing in mind, that we were not killed because we were collateral damages. We were killed under a plan where it was instructed to them that you have to kill these nationalist Hindus and kill one and terrify thousands. It was something like that. And it is not that we didn't fought it. We fought it in a very big way, and but we were in minorities. And second thing is that we are very proud of this thing, that today what I'm standing here and talking to you guys is because of the reason, because my parents choose to give me that education, to give me those principles in life which are righteous principles. And this is the biggest thing which they have given all of us, all Kashmiri Hindus, because we think in a right direction. We are nationalists, we are pro dharma, and we should be like that. So this is what I want to say. And I urge everybody who has these kind of stories, traumatizing stories, should come in public domain and talk about these, because these should go in public domain. This is, every Kashmiri Pandit has its own Kashmir files. So we have to open these Kashmir files in front of public and talk about those files. So never be afraid of anything, or never feel something that I shouldn't talk about these things. We should not forget our roots, our culture. We should be proud of our martyrs. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Namaskar Sarni, my name is Swapna Raina. I live in Maryland. When Amitji approached me and asked me to speak a few words, I grabbed the opportunity, not because I love to speak, well, that as well, but I wanted to take this opportunity to come and talk to you as an individual, as a voice of the people, as a part of a community that was forced to leave behind our homes, our identity, our comfort zone, our temples. I come to you as a Kashmiri Pandit and as someone who's carrying a history that is often left untold. I also speak as a proud granddaughter of Justice Neelkant Ganju, who was the second targeted killing for community. Justice Neelkant Ganju, Daddy was killed because of his faith and his duty. His story is not just the story of my family. It's our collective history. It's a part of our collective history. For many of us, home is just not a place now. It's a memory. It's the warmth of our traditions, our rich culture, the sounds of the temple bells and lives the Kashmiri families built in back home in Kashmir. When we were displaced, we did not just lose our land. We lost a way of life, and yet we are still here. Despite everything, our community has survived, and more than that, we have thrived. From rebuilding our lives from nothing to excelling across fields across the globe, our journey is a testament to resilience. This strength is something we must recognize and be proud of. But survival alone is not enough. We must also speak. Because for too long, our story has been silenced. We have been living in silence. There have been a lot of misinformation and false narratives out there. Please keep in mind that talking about our past is not seeking sympathy. It's about preserving the truth and ensuring that history is not forgotten. Silence can erase, but our voices can keep our story alive. At the same time, we must remember that we are more than our pain, our painful past. Our culture is rich, ancient, deeply meaningful. It's found in our language, our traditions, our values, and our pursuit of knowledge. It's something we must actively learn, preserve, and pass on to future generations. So I want to leave you with three things that I hope we all do and kind of engrave it in our daily routine. Let us speak our truth, let us honor our past, and let us celebrate our heritage with pride, because we are not just survivors, we are a living legacy. Thank you so much. Namaskar.